folks, and welcome back to the Tiger Sports Show, where we take you around the world of Tiger sports every week. You've got an under the weather version this week because I'm kind of dragging myself around here. So we might have a little bit of a short Tiger Sports Show, but lucky for two things. Number one, that we kind of learned to do this during the pandemic, so we don't need to get together. And number two, that my co-host and little brother Trent is ready to carry the weight today and tell you what's going on in Tiger sports, and I'll kind of chime in if I know anything. How you doing today, Trent?
Our little brother's exhausted. It's only Wednesday. We've only been at school 2 days, and it feels like we've been there a week.
Well, only 2 days left. I feel you, man. I had a tough day there yesterday, and today's been better because I've just been lying down. But enough of that. Let's talk football a little bit. Another tough Friday night for the Tigers last week in the home opener. What did you see in the ball game against York?
Well, you just saw we knew York was going to be fundamentally sound with Coach Snodgrass. They had a lot of big guys. That's my end zone down there when they were coming out, and we know they're going to be well prepared, and saw a lot of softies for the Tigers in key spots, quarterback spots with Tucker Cynic and Verton, and then the Cole kid at running back. Just a lot of young Tigers out there. So, and they're learning. Snodgrass was a Bear, the kid. He's probably a junior. I would assume he's a junior, but he made plays, and the turnover bug bit the Tigers again. So,
yeah, my first chance to see him in person. Offensively, they're just missing a little bit of a spark. Some of those big plays we've had the last couple years. They're not just young at quarterback; they're young at receiver too. I thought the line did some good things, and that's hopeful. That's hopeful for building not just beyond this year. Obviously, we want to build and get better this year. The two quarterbacks, seeing them in the flesh. It looks like Verton maybe is a little more of a threat to pull it down and run, which would help get the offense going. But I thought Tucker Cynic really showed some composure, and you can see where he's a heck of an athlete. I've seen him jump. Where he can maybe make some plays too. He's not going to overpower people yet, but hopefully they'll get going. In step one, we just got to get some points on the board this week. Heading down to Aldrich Field at Lincoln Pius. A long, storied history between the Thunderbolts and the Tigers in the 90s and 2000. What are you thinking as the Tigers go down there, Trenner?
We all know Pius has always had really good athletes, and that'll probably be the case this year. They had their fair struggles in Class A, but now they're on a more probably even and level playing field back in Class B, and they just got to try to make strides. So keep trying to get better.
I didn't realize how long it had been since the Tigers and the Bolts had gotten together. That became a real rivalry right when we went down to Class B. I looked it up. I think it's like we played them 14 straight years starting in 1994, or maybe 15 straight years, starting with that playoff game in 94 that the Tigers won. But now it's been 14 or 15 years since we played them.
Wow.
They haven't been on the regular season schedule as we got sent west a bunch, and we haven't bumped into them in the playoffs. So it'll be good to renew that rivalry, and hopefully, step one, get off the schneid, get some points, and then step two, get in a fight and win a ball game. Anything else football wise you're thinking this week?
Well, we're gonna find out. The Tigers lost Brady Hamburger. Haven't heard the what they figured out. So I know he had a leg injury Friday, so we're hoping Brady gets better. I think we took a lot of bumps and bruises. I was a little busy Friday, so didn't get to see a lot of the game. So
Well, I told every little kid I saw that you need to earn your money. So,
Oh, I
you
earned
know,
my
I was
money that
sending. All right. Well, let's talk volleyball next. Did you get up to see the Tigers and the Islanders last night at all? Uh, Disappointing result for the Tigers. I hate losing to Grand Island. Uh, Lost that one at home last night. But the girls have really been playing well. They went out to Lexington, came close to winning that tournament, finished second. Got a win over Holdridge. Got a win over Lex. Lost to St. Paul in the final. Carly Beckby averaging about 9.7 kills. Corey Curtis 6.3. Mary Howie's averaging a bunch of assists, and Lainey Benson doing a good job in libero. So the girls beat McCook last week too. So really, I think they're 3 out of their last 5 they've won, and now they have one of those lulls in the volleyball schedule where they got 9 days between games. I'm sure coach sees that as an opportunity to get back to some fundamentals and get to work. But up and down season for the Tigers, but a lot of good things.
Yeah, I heard the crowd, the student section really showed up last Thursday. I heard from
Yeah.
several of the girls and some parents of the girls who work at the school. Our new leader, Mr. Linden, gave a lot of credit to the boys. They made some noise, and they definitely impacted the end of that match. It was a 5-set thriller. They definitely brought some noise, and that was good to see. I made the tougher choice last night. I chose to go out to Smith and roasted like an ear of popcorn, like an ear of corn, because it was hot and there was no wind. I should have chose to go into the friendly confines of the jungle and ensured their air conditioning last night instead of sitting sweating out at the softball complex.
Well, before you give us the report on softball, I will tell you the one thing I heard about the volleyball crowd was a question. They said, okay, if the crowd at a football game is the 12th man, then
Oh,
are the boys in the student section making noise like that? Should their official title be the 7th girl?
7th. Yeah, it's very true. I heard
Huh?
that same question.
Did you? I bet we're
And
talking
it
the
was a
same
good one.
person.
Yeah,
All right.
and then just real quickly, the student section Friday at the football game, um, very solid. They cheered the whole night. You could hear the echo. They were obviously there. That was the one thing I took away was the kids showed up, and I would like them to come out again. There was a full student section Friday, and they were having fun. So
All right. Well, that's a good sign. You know, that's part of high school is those student sections can be a lot of fun. All right. What about softball last night? A
oh,
triangular. Uh,
softball's had
Crozat and Royal.
softball's had a full. They played 2 games Thursday. They had to travel to North Platte, which is just a drive anyway. They split with the Platters. They got up 5-0 on probably one of the top Class A pitchers around. They hung 5 on her early. Got into a dogfight in the first game and lost 11-8. Sammy Schmidt keeps doing Sammy Schmidt-like things, hitting home runs on first pitches and then hitting home run again on another pitch, and then they just start walking her. Then they battled back and just went crazy in game 2. Emma
How many
Langren
did
with
they
a
score?
grand.
They scored a bunch.
They scored 18. I'm really gonna have to check the school record for that to see. I'm assuming school records in the 20s, but 18-6.
I think there's been
Emma,
21.
what? You think
I
it's
think they've
21?
scored 21 before, maybe 22.
Yeah. So
Yeah, we'll check that out.
Emma Langren, 6 RBIs in that nightcap against North Platte. She went 3 for 4. Carly Mulback, it was 2 for 4 with 4 RBIs. Sammy got walked twice. So it was funny. I got a message from the bus driver. He was sitting out near center field, and Sammy hit some rocket out there. It almost hit a lady out beyond the center field fence at North Platte. And it's a real field. There's no portable fences there. It's probably 225 to the fence. Just a great night. A lot of girls are starting to hit the ball. Then they split. They hosted a double duel on Saturday, which it was beautiful. It was a nice holiday weekend. I was out there twice. They just beat the daylights out of Lincoln Northwest. That was just 17-0.
New school, new program, just getting going. That's what you should do to them.
Tigers scored 11 runs in the first inning. Macy Wolver, who I have in class, she homered. Eleanor Oliver homered, one of my favorite players because of her name. Of course, Sammy homered. Interesting softball thing at the end I'll throw at you. So then they ran into a Elkhorn squad. We've had great games with them. I was out there for most of that. It was 10-3 when I left. Then the Tigers went crazy and rallied just in an incredible comeback. Let's see, that's that one. Yep, 12-9 to Elkhorn. They battled back for 7 runs in the last. No way. They battled back for all 9 runs in the last 4 innings, and they had They had the tying runs on base, and then Emma Sinek homered to start that inning. Then they popped out 3 times in a row. Just real quickly, they hosted a triangular with Cozad and Aurora last night. The nightcap didn't start till well after 9, and that's past this guy's curfew. My bus just got moved earlier, so I got to be at school even earlier now. So we
were down 4-3 when I went to bed.
Yeah, to Aurora.
And of course,
we put a lot of pressure on him in the 5th. Let's see. Oh yeah, we're right there. We put a lot of pressure on him in the 6th inning and got the 3 runs. It was 4-4 heading into the bottom of the 6th, and then Breckner came on and sealed the deal. She threw really well the whole night. It was just a tough matchup. They're a rival from around there. So here and then they play in a Hastings Classic. I'm not sure who hosts that on Saturday. Tomorrow they're headed to. Yeah, I think that's theirs. It's supposed to be in the 60s, so we're going to see what the field's like, but it'll definitely be fall tomorrow. Big Class B matchup with Kearney Catholic. Didn't know until just now that they were in Class B. That's over at Patriot Field. So this is my funny softball story. Are you ready?
Okay.
Yeah, well, we had a visitor. So the funny part is I see the girls when I'm making my walking rounds with the guys I work with. So last week I started asking for home runs. I thought, Macy, you going to hit me a homer? So I went 5 for 6 on homers last week. And I got one out of the last one I got was the Oshner girl on Saturday, and then Eleanor Oliver. I talked to her after the game Friday night. I gave her some props for the cheer stuff and said, Eleanor, by the way, you going to hit me a homer? So then I got 2 more last night. So I'm just being goofy, but home runs are fun.
Well, keep calling for those homers. I've just been glad that Coach Speak has Macy Walliver and Eleanor Oliver split in the batting order a little bit, because when I'm following along with a game changer, I get confused sometimes.
Yeah, the biggest thing I think
another good run. The girls have.
The biggest thing I think in the last 2 weeks has been the emergence of Carly Mulbach, the sophomore. Coach Speaks moved her into the 4th spot. Thanks to the GI radio, she's batting over 500 on the year. And that's huge to have that bat behind Sammy. It's really going to make teams think about, maybe I want to put Sammy on, but somebody's going to pound me right after that. Maybe I'll pitch to Sammy. I think you froze.
Yeah.
To the what? Should I fill?
Frozen. We're good. Indian Head again. Big. Then I think McIntyre and Cynthia Carlson.
I'm,
And then up north, and both teams finished second. I know the boys were second to Columbus, who was kind of the biggest school there, and maybe the girls too. Diego Cholo was second, Ray Riley fourth, Austin Carrera ninth. So a little different order for the boys, but we know they're gonna kind of be a pack and have different leaders each week. Lily Wildhelm led for the girls. She finished in the top 10. Kellen Henry Perlich and Carly Shoemaker not far behind. And I was excited to see Carly Coyle in the top 4 for the Tiger. Tiger coming over from volleyball and basketball, the transition. So that's exciting. Then, let's see, I heard from tennis. Where did I hear from them? Oh, right here. All right, tennis went up to Norfolk, lost 6-3. All up in the country up there north. Ben Hafer and Jackson Graves got a win in number 1 doubles. And let's see, Ablett and we'd like to get a win on the duel. I know they have Lincoln High coming up. Hopefully that's a duel the boys can have a shot at. I know we got a 6'7" Norwegian foreign exchange student maybe jumping in the lineup. So Mrs. Mays had been recruited. So we'll see if that other team.
I think we got it. It's homecoming week next week.
Next week, yeah, we'll have word on tapping. I didn't get the tapping word. That just went down a little bit.
You mentioned several. There's several cross country girls that were tapped. You mentioned several of the names right there.
We'll make sure we feature that next week. She knows, but we got to save something for the show next week. Also, I'm starting to wear down here. I'm not sure how much show I got left. So we'll save the number game for next week. We're on the greatest Tiger to wear number 16. Trent tells me you had like the original, the OG number 6.
Yeah. Not sure you'll be able to top my 16. I'm very proud of it. Didn't even get any help.
Big team makes big plays. So that's what you should be ready for next week.
I didn't get that. Repeat that.
My number 6, big plays, big time.
Okay.
All right. Who knows what kind of internet we're getting. Let's wrap up the Tiger Sports Show for this week. Trent, you get the last word. What do you want to say?
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.